Hello everyone, PenguinSal here again, and we are here with another indie game review. This time we are doing a game called Dome Keeper. You may be familiar with this one. It's been out for a little while now, I believe a year, give or take, and it has gotten some acclaim. It was pretty popular when it came out, and I think for good reason. So essentially you play as like a little astronaut guy who drops down inside this big dome onto a planet, and essentially it takes place kind of in two waves. So you take your little astronaut guy, and he mines down into the planet for resources. There's three resources. We'll call them gold, water, and cobalt. I think that might be what they're actually called, but I'm not 1000% sure. So you're mining for these three resources, and you use these to get different upgrades. And the upgrades essentially help you with both parts of the game. So there's upgrades for the mining system, which is essentially you can upgrade your guy's speed, the power of his drill to make him, either mine blocks faster or be able to mine stronger blocks, things like that. There's another one that I think is one of the best ones, which is your guy doesn't become quite as unencumbered when he is carrying resources back up to the dome. But essentially you go down and you spend your day digging, and then you go back up at the end of the day and you play the second part of the game, which is where you use the weapon on your dome to fight off these weird monsters that are attacking. That was a pretty fun... I actually thought both parts were fun. The combat, I think, is well crafted. You essentially either have a laser or a sword on your dome, so it's playing in an arc, and the monsters are attacking from essentially all directions. They're either walking from the left or right, or they can fly above and shoot projectiles down. And you're essentially using this laser turret or sword to slice down the monsters. And when you beat the wave, you start the next day, where you go back down, collect resources to upgrade everything for the next day. So you can upgrade the weapons to make them more powerful, or make them go across their arc faster, or you can upgrade your shield to be able to take more damage before it breaks, so you can upgrade your max health. There's actually a lot of upgrades. And while you're down digging, you can find like these, I don't know if they're relics or artifacts, I'm not sure what they're calling them, but you bring them back up and they essentially give you like a new structure you can deal with. Or like there's one called the Spire, which helps passively take down projectiles. There's an autocannon that shoots enemies for you. There's a stun cannon that locks onto enemies and freezes them in place. There's one called Drillbert, which is like this little dinosaur pet that will go down and mine for you. So you can get like a lot of these like passive things, and every time you unlock one of those, you can start upgrading them with your resources as well, which it actually plays out pretty cool. I said we played a handful of runs today, and we were very successful in them. And by beating runs, you're able to unlock, there's a different character that uses gravity manipulation to mine instead. That's how you unlock the sword instead of the laser turret. You can also unlock the different sizes of maps. You start out on a small map, but then there's a medium and a large, and I think more than that, but that's the furthest that we got. You can also unlock a different game mode called Prestige, which is essentially you pick one of 4 prestige modes that you have to unlock, and you're essentially just trying to get a high score, as opposed to the initial mode, which is called Relic Hunt, which is where you are digging down looking for a specific item that you have to bring back up to the dome, and that's how you win. So I thought this game actually was a lot of fun. Both aspects, the mining and the combat, both played out really smooth. I do think this would be an easy one to recommend to anyone who likes these kinds of games. Anyone who likes the going down underground and mining for resources, and then using the resources and managing them to get different upgrades and passive perks and things. I actually think this one was a lot of fun. I had just recently heard that they are planning a DLC that will add more domes and potentially multiplayer to the game. I think that's the type of thing that could really bring a lot of players back in to Dome Keeper. I don't know how their player base has been recently, but bringing people in is always nice if they add more content. Every game should have more content. More content is just a good thing. But yeah, I think Dome Keeper was a really enjoyable play. I think it was very well crafted. The concepts were pretty interesting and worked really well. And you have Drillbert, who you can give treats to make him go faster and work harder, which who doesn't love giving treats to their little dinosaur pet? We found an egg, which hatched into a little bird pet that just I called him the home keeper of the dome, so he was the dome keeper, essentially, name of the game. He just flew around and just hung out in the dome. So any game that has all these things going for it, I think, is a win. If you haven't tried Dome Keeper, there is a link for it down in the description for this video. If you would like to either, play it, or if you would like to give it a wish list so you can follow it and maybe see if the DLC comes out and is something that you're interested in. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you like seeing the reviews we do for these little indie games, some that are more popular than others, the big name ones, some small ones you may not have heard of, we really do like to discuss really all the indie games out there, big, small, and everything in between. If you would like, you can leave a comment down below and tell me what your high score is in the prestige modes. We played prestige once. We got 300 points, which seemed to be not great. We were placed like 9,000th for the season, which seems good and bad. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube and you would like to do so, it really would go a long way to helping us grow and being able to put out more content like this and letting us, be able to get more games to showcase to people. It seems like there's been a good reception. I feel like people have liked seeing the different wide variety of games that we like to show off, and that's not stopping anytime soon. We'll continue showing things off. I appreciate you guys watching this. Let me know how you feel about Dome Keeper in the comments below. Give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. And I look forward to you guys watching the next video.